Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And several years ago, I made a video about how to make this map, and then I actually gave this file to somebody that lives near or in Travis County, or have some people that live in Travis County. And um, the one they got probably had all this deleted, where it's actually a marker for somebody's house right here on the lake. But they asked how do you separate the layers, and if you can look at the layers, and if we use the Smart Fill tool, and let's make it blue like the lake, and if they get in this riverbed, there is one layer. It's taking a little bit of time. That is the riverbed, and then the other part of the lake is the lake itself. But they're asking how to separate those layers when they're cutting them. Pretty easy. The main thing you want to do is, I'm a woodworker and I'm able to cut my own wood. You want to make sure the wood fits in your laser bed square on both, and I cut both pieces. Like if I cut this 24 by 18, I cut the 24 on both boards, without moving the saw. Then I cut the 18 without moving the saw. So what we're going to do, we're going to set our nudge factor on 28 inches. And we're going to grab the riverbed, and I'm going to nudge it out of the way. So that is in a perfect spot. Now, my suggestion, so this is really part two of this, is to cut it out first. Cut the lake out first, and then that way you know that it's all cut out. Let me change it to blue just so you can see it. Back to red. Cut it out first, and then that way and I would take some blue tape, and like right in here and maybe right in here, tape it down with some blue painter's tape. And a couple of reasons: it won't move, and two, it'll remind you not to move it. So cut it out, and then make sure it cut out. That's the most important thing. Maybe take a piece of that tape and fold it over and grab it, and then maybe put your hand right there and pull the lake up. And if it comes out, you can actually put it back or leave it as long as it's flat. You can take it out. And then, while it's still in that exact same place, then you're going to engrave it. And I engrave from bottom up on my epilogue for numerous reasons. One of them, I think it does a better job. And two, if you happen to make a mistake and it goes off your bed or goes off your wood. So anyway, engrave it. Then take that all away. I'm going to just nudge it out of the way and nudge this back to the exact same spot. And if we take that rectangle of the board, which you don't need to have in there, but as long as you're masonite, and if you watch the first video, I use masonite because it paints perfect. It's the edges don't burn as bad as plywood, and I actually prime this thing from all directions. It kind of bends and spray on all the edges, and then spray you don't have to spray the whole thing blue, but if you take a spray can and just make all this blue. You don't have to get to the corner of the wood, but just paint all this blue, and then it's going to show through when you put that all together. So that's how I do it. The main important thing is to make sure your cuts are square so it fits in the bed, because when you glue these two pieces together, you can use your corners as reference. And also, right down here at the dam, I make sure that fits perfectly, and then I make sure it fits perfectly up here. This is an area of the lake called the Narrows, and you can see how close it is to the lake itself. So you want to make sure that is in the wood. Then the last layer is just a piece of 18 by 24 heavy duty construction paper. I actually buy it at Hobby Lobby. It actually has a little bit of texture to it. And if you'll watch the first video on how to glue those together, I think you'll find it quite simple. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.